listening to The Gender Rebels.
I'm Kathleen, a cis woman and ally.
And I'm Faith, a trans woman.
Gender Rebels is a question and answer podcast that explores life outside the gender binary.
A big thanks to our Patreon supporters.
If you'd like to support the show, go to patreon.com/genderrebels. Hey everyone, I'm Kath.
And I am Faith.
Faith, do we have any new patrons to
We
thank?
do. We have an amazing new patron by the name of Christina D.
Christina, thank you so much.
Yeah, Christina's awesome. She helped support us and pay for this episode.
Oh, Christina, it's a doozy because we have a hater.
We do have a hater.
Or an extraordinary fan. No, it's a bad comment.
Either a hater or someone who is on the verge of exposing what could possibly be a satanic conspiracy that reaches to the highest levels of both government and the entertainment industry.
We are talking about Hollywood.
Hollywood, yes.
And what's it called? The Transgender Conspiracy.
The secret Hollywood transgender conspiracy theory.
Now, we did a video on this in the past, so if you want more details on it, the link is down below and you should watch it. And apparently that video is so compelling, so stirring, so provocative, that it got us one of our favorite user comments of all time.
Yes, and this is on our video, like we said, Celebrity Transgender Conspiracy.
Uh-huh. So she's our favorite commenter of all time.
Yeah, thus far.
What's her name?
I mean, I like all our comments.
Well, yeah, especially the nice ones.
Yeah.
This one is pretty wild.
This one's fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Julie Holcomb.
Julie Holcomb.
Of, I don't know, the internet.
Of the internet.
Says,
Wait, should we give people a briefing on what the transgender Hollywood conspiracy is real quick? Just so they don't have to interrupt to watch? Okay.
So, real quick, there is a conspiracy theory out there that certain people believe that basically everyone in Hollywood, everyone famous, is transgender. And this is all done secretly. And I'm not sure if it's like, I think it's assumed that like some sort of malicious cabal of world leaders or someone has decided that all these people are going to be transgender. And like, I don't know if they're like actually people who, I don't know if the conspiracy theorists think that these people are legit undergoing,
but they do show pictures of
gender dysphoria and like
say,
transition.
Look how much they look like a dude.
Yeah.
Look how much he actually looks like a girl.
So this has a lot in common, quite frankly, with the Paul McCartney is dead conspiracy theory, which is kind of tongue-in-cheek. And also the Avril Lavigne is dead and has been replaced by a lookalike, which is also kind of tongue-in-cheek, except, you know, it's the internet, so no matter how silly your idea, someone's going to take it seriously. Someone's going to take it way too seriously, and someone's probably making death threats about it.
At the very least, someone's writing a master's thesis about it.
Yeah.
Whether they take it seriously or not.
Welcome to 2019. Jeez, the world has gone mad.
Fun.
So basically what this says, like the Paul McCartney and the Avril Lavigne conspiracies, this one basically involves looking at photographs intently, just examining photographs and looking for like hidden secret clues. So they'll look at like belly button placement.
Oh my god.
Where the belly button is in relation to hip bones, or how wide the shoulders are compared to the hips, or any number of things.
Okay.
Just any number of things.
But they legit think everyone in Hollywood,
They
every
legit
performer.
think every single performer in Hollywood, everyone, and it could be like everyone in music. So like Jay-Z, Beyonce. Jay-Z was born a woman, Beyonce was born a man. They are both transgender. They transitioned at some point. See, I don't know I don't know enough about the conspiracy to know. And I don't think the conspiracy theorists know enough to know. Did these people, were these people kidnapped from their families and, forcibly transitioned when they were children and, indoctrinated in this? Or does this person think they transitioned later in life, yet somehow, Taylor Swift transitioned when she was, young and still looks like Taylor Swift. So, I don't know.
I also do not know.
Don't know. So, basically, we made a video about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like any conspiracy theory. There's no evidence for it, which is, this one has I feel like the moon landing didn't happen. Conspiracy theory actually has way more evidence for it than the Celebrity Transgender Conspiracy one. Because my favorite video about the Celebrity Transgender Conspiracy is literally someone providing proof, in quotes, that Taylor Swift is transgender. And it's literally just them looking at her pictures of her and going, see, that's a boy. That's a boy. That's a boy in makeup. She's just a boy. I've watched a few of these, and I watched as many as I could really handle. And no one really seems to go into much about the reasons or logistics of this, which if any of our listeners have ever transitioned or are in the process of transitioning, it's kind of complicated. Yeah.
And lengthy, and not a small thing one decides to do. So it makes me think that maybe Hollywood, assuming this is true, which it totally isn't, maybe producers say the only people who can act are trans people.
Maybe.
And therefore, everyone in Hollywood is trans.
But only secret trans people.
Only secret trans.
And for some reason, trans people who try to break into Hollywood
have a harder time. Isn't that weird?
Yes.
Certain trans people. Maybe they're ousted for a reason.
Well, it's funny because does that mean Felicity Huffman was transgender and then played a transgender woman?
And what's her name from Boys Don't Cry?
Oh yeah, she was also she was a
trans.
She was a trans woman then playing a trans man. That's just way more complex.
She did get the Oscar, and I think she earned it.
Okay.
For being a trans woman playing a trans man?
Well,
that's a thankless task.
It is.
It's good that the Oscar community
So it's interesting.
Oh, okay, so that's
it's interesting that it's interesting that they still hire, quote, cis actors to play transgender roles when everyone in Hollywood is literally transgender. So the next time Scarlett Johansson tries to take a really culturally insensitive role, like the trans man she was going to play and then backed out of.
Oh, she backed out.
I think she backed out. Maybe she didn't. See, it's fine because Scarlett Johansson is actually transgender. And then supposedly all these trans actors, who have kids, many of them have kids. I think, I don't know where the kids are supposed to come from.
Part of the scheme, babe. It's part of the whole thing.
Yeah, but who are all these people donating their kids to transgender celebrity secret cult people?
They're told it's Hollywood and they sign on and they don't know what they're signing up for. This is bigger than you could even imagine.
Oh, it's so big. It's so big. Do you think the Apollo, speaking of the moon landing, which by the way, there is actually no evidence for the moon landing conspiracy. And when I said evidence, I meant
crazy people online.
I meant there's crazy people have put more thought into the moon landing conspiracy non-evidence than they put into this conspiracy theory's non-evidence. Yes. But the Apollo 11 astronauts are kind of celebrities. Do you think they're trans men?
They're not Hollywood celebrities, though.
No, but they were pretty big.
Otherwise, they would totally... No.
The Mercury 7 astronauts, they were legit celebrities.
But not Hollywood.
No, not Hollywood. But the music industry is not Hollywood. Do you think what about the Tonys? What about Broadway?
It's just Hollywood.
Just Hollywood.
Only Hollywood.
But no, it's music too.
I'm sorry, it's strictly the movie industry.
Okay. Then why is Taylor Swift and Beyonce?
And she was in a movie.
Okay, so
she was in Dreamgirls.
Okay, so some people.
Anyway.
Okay.
Let's not try to make sense out of a ludicrously nonsensical.
So we made a video about this, which you should check out. And Julie commented on that video.
Julie Holcomb?
Julie Holcomb. She put her name on this. We're not giving any more information than she gave us.
You can go see this yourself.
Yeah. All right. So she says, most people do not sit in judgment of trans people. Okay.
Good start.
Very good start. I think that's true.
I like where you're going with this,
I agree with Julie on this.
Julie Holcomb has made a good point.
I think most people, even, the most bigoted of people, are pretty busy in their own lives and don't, really go out of their way to be bigoted 100% of the time, 24/7.
Yeah, when summoned to make a comment about Trump and trans people in the military or something like that, they'll bust out the bigot.
Yeah.
You can count on them. But like day to day, yeah.
Day to day, most people are just so busy with their own lives that they're not thinking about trans people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Julia, you are correct.
Yes.
Julia Holcomb, you got it right.
Julie continues, but they do not appreciate being lied to.
Okay. You know what? Nobody appreciates being lied to.
Yes.
I don't know what the but means.
I like the insinuation. So most people do not sit in judgment of trans people, but they do not appreciate being lied to. So, okay. So trans people are then lying.
Well,
I think that's what Julie is insinuating here, that trans people are, through their transition, lying.
Okay.
Yes.
So she said, most people don't sit in judgment of women wearing makeup.
Yeah.
But they don't appreciate being lied to. We can pretty much assume she's saying makeup is lying.
Unless the they, in this case, is the trans people.
Who also don't appreciate
No one really appreciates being lied to, but I would like to point out, Julie, that trans people are not lying. Okay? Just as Asian people are not lying. Women wearing makeup are not lying. Trans people are not lying. Especially since people like me, I'm open about my transition.
Men wearing suits aren't lying. That's not their body. That's fabric they put over their body. And they know it, and you know it, and this is like a thing that everyone knows.
But they're lying.
No, they're not lying.
They don't have hard leather feet.
They don't look like that all the time. They don't have a swath of silk dangling from their neck all the time. That's not natural.
That's a lie.
God didn't put that there. Well, so you know what? Yeah, but it's not really lying.
So trans people are not lying to you, Julie. Okay. She continues. You surely have to admit that there are a lot of closet transgender in Hollywood, which is a propaganda machine for the CIA.
Now Julie gets fun.
Yeah. Now Julie gets fun. I would wonder if Bollywood is like a propaganda machine for like the Indian intelligence agency.
Is Dollywood a propaganda machine for American country music?
Yes, I think so. No, Dollywood is a theme park.
Thank you.
Yes. But I think country music is part of it. I think it's the entire entertainment industry.
I would like to hear more from Julia, especially the CIA part.
Okay, so I just like that she's like, you surely have to admit this.
We all agree. I feel like I speak for all of us.
Let's start out, just with what we all agree on. That there are closet transgender, not people, just transgender in Hollywood, which is a propaganda machine for the CIA.
Okay,
obviously,
we're all in agreement.
Obviously,
on this. I will draw some conclusions in a minute, but I did want to get the ground truth.
I hate to even have to say such obvious things. Okay.
Please don't feel I'm insulting you by saying something so glaringly apparent. I just felt for the purpose of this comment, I did need to put that kind of information.
There are a lot of closet transgender in Hollywood, and it is a propaganda machine for the CIA.
Wow.
All right. She says, if you have any knowledge of religion and or the occult, the god of this world is represented by Baphomet.
I have some knowledge of the religion and some knowledge of the occult, but I'm not with you on the second part of that sentence.
Baphomet? Baphomet is Satan, right? Because I've heard Satan called the god of this world. Except she capitalizes God, so...
I gotta back up on that.
That makes me think the Christian God, yeah.
Baphomet.
Baphomet.
Bahamut?
Bahamut?
Baphomet?
Bahamut? I don't know.
Do you pronounce the T at the end?
Bahamut.
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 It's not Bahamut, because
that's pretty close to Muhammad.
It's definitely not Muhammad.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Baphomet. We're just going to go with Baphomet, but if we're getting that wrong, please listeners,
so
let
the
us
god
know.
of this world is represented by Baphomet. I'm going to say Baphomet because I don't know how else to say it.
We'll go
with that. If we're wrong, please correct us. Julie, if you're listening, or anyone else.
Julie's listening. Hi, Julie.
So represented by, so Baphomet is is Satan, or is because the god of this world is Satan, right? Mm-hmm. So Baphomet is, no, I grew up in crazy Christian stuff, and people always said Satan was the god of this world. or the ruler of this world.
Then what's God?
God's the God of everything. But
dear.
Satan controls the world.
Okay, so Baphomet...
Because the world fell, Adam sinned, blah, 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 blah.
Okay, original sin.
Yeah.
All right. So Baphomet is the god of this world?
So is Baphomet like it being unto itself, or is it like the lawyer of the god of this world? Like it's
represented by? Okay, yes. Yeah, I think we have to go with Baphomet as the lawyer.
Okay, or a symbol, I don't know. So, okay, we're getting more into this theology. Satan and or the occult equivalent...
That's right, occultists have a weird little name for Satan. And
Satan and or, the Satan compatible version of your operating system. It's basically the same engineering.
Right, or your backup Satan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or the occult equivalent, are well known to take anything that is sacred, such as God's creation, marriage, etc., and flip it upside down.
Upside down.
Ooh, upside down. In other words, pervert it.
Wait, no, those aren't other words. That's a totally unrelated thing.
Well,
I can flip a pancake upside down, and I haven't perverted the pancake.
I pervert pancakes in other really weird, twisted ways that I'm not allowed to go into per the settlement agreement.
Have you perverted all of the grilled cheese you've ever fed me?
I pervert a lot of things on the grill. So okay, Satan and all right. So basically, I remember this from my Christian days. Mm-hmm. So it's the idea that Satan tries to twist things to mock God. So there's Satan,
the upside down cross you see in movies sometimes.
So Satan, it's the upside down cross. It's the the haunting occurs at 3 a.m., which is
instead of 3 p.m.
Instead of 3 p.m. Because 3 p.m. is the time Christ died, so Satan's going with the wackier version of that.
That's a whack.
So it's the idea that Satan's gonna
and how Satan's name is God spelled backwards.
Yes,
or
exactly
Jesus
like that.
Spelled backwards, or Christ spelled backwards and upside down, and in Spanish.
So anything that's sacred, such as God's creation, marriage, etc., and flip it upside down.
Does she think transgender people are cisgender people, but upside down?
I think she thinks that transgender people are cis, but twisted in some weird, perverted, satanic way. Okay. So in other words, perverted. Mocking Christ and his followers is a favorite pastime for the king of all material.
Sorry, the king of all what's?
Material.
Mocking Christ and his followers is the favorite pastime.
A favorite.
After cribbage. But
after watching the game with the demons.
But before watching the game.
After just playing catch with Satan Jr.
Is a favorite.
After canoeing the river Styx and just taking in the sights.
Just enjoying the quiet.
Taking Cerebrus for a walk.
Yeah. Teaching Cerebrus a new trick.
Yeah. Which is weird. When it's Cerebrus, you have to throw 3 balls.
And you'd have to have 3 times as many treats.
Exactly.
If they get the treat right.
So, okay. So, mocking Christ and his followers is a favorite pastime for the king of all material.
Not number 1, but it's up there.
The king of all material.
Okay, mocking Christ and his followers.
Yes.
Who mock? Okay. Whatever. Okay.
And I like that. No, and I like that Satan can't just mock Christ and his followers by being like, "Ooh, look at the Christians!
Ooh, look at that little cross around your neck. You're to church on
Are
Sunday.
You so cute? Ooh, I'm a Christian." Blah, 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 blah. So he can't just do that. He has to. That's a
little more involved.
Little more involved of the mocking of Christ and his followers.
Oh boy.
So when he's not doing other pastimes. The king of all material. I grew up evangelical for the first 20 years of my life. I have never heard Satan. I've heard Satan referred to as the prince of darkness, the prince of lies.
Yes.
I have never heard Satan referred to as the king of all material.
And honestly, fabric stores people are really not thrilled by this name.
No.
They're we're in charge of the
Do you
material.
think fabric store people are in league with Satan because he's the
king of all material?
Denim, Satan's. Satin, Satan's. Raw silk, Satan.
Lace,
definitely satanic.
Brocade,
yep.
Burlap,
satanic as heck.
Linen,
oh gosh.
fine cotton.
I don't even wear clothes because
Because I don't want to lie to people.
I don't want to lie
First
to
of
people,
all.
and I don't want to wear satanic material.
Because he's the king of all material.
Yes. So, let me go. So, mocking Christ and his followers is a favorite pastime for the king of all material in his objective of dividing humanity in preparation for the for the final war that is just outside our doors. Are you sure? Are we making fun of someone who's like mentally ill?
Maybe. Yeah. No. Because she's actually a pretty good writer.
Okay.
She's fairly coherent.
Yeah.
And I think she just has some opinions.
Okay. I just want to make sure that...
I mean, y'all can go to the YouTube video and read the comment yourself. It's striking.
Okay. Dividing humanity in preparation for the final war that is just outside our doors.
Okay, so war generally doesn't hang out outside your door. But I guess she's like, it's impending.
The doors of time.
No, that's not a thing.
Okay.
Right? It's not a...
No one's ever used the phrase the doors of time, but I just coined it, so if you want to use it, say for a soap opera title.
Have fun.
Have fun with that. So what Julie is saying is that this whole thing is Satan's followers. Satan has basically, like, manipulated Hollywood and the CIA, who are all secret devil worshippers. Okay. Into foisting a bunch of secret transgender people onto the American public in order to mock God and his followers in preparation to divide people in preparation for the final war, which is impending.
Right outside our doors.
Yes, impending.
How is Hollywood being full of trans people going to divide us?
Especially if we don't know.
That's the thing. Like, if it was sort of leaked, and maybe it is.
Maybe it is.
Part
maybe
of that
is,
right now, yeah. But, like, if it isn't, which it wasn't until, like, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
How is that going to divide us?
I guess, like, maybe secretly. So, when I was growing up, I was told that, the rhythms of rock music, like the drums.
Yes.
Were actually copied from African slaves brought it over, and it was like African tribal dances with like the shaman would do it.
Conveniently
and that
racist.
Conveniently super racist. And that the shaman were like trying to summon demons into them and like demon possession. So it was the same ritual, essentially just disguised as rock music. And so if you listen to rock music, you would become possessed by the devil.
Have you been listening to rock music all your life?
Yeah.
How many times have you been possessed?
I could be possessed now by like 100 demons hanging out inside me and not know it.
I mean, are demons typically kind of subtle and stealthy?
I mean, not in the Bible, they're not. But if you ask a Christian,
not in Hollywood, they're not.
Not in Hollywood, they're not. Oh, you think Hollywood made that up? But in the Bible, they're not. In the Bible, there's like the demon-possessed dude, and he's like hanging out, eating chains and stuff.
You're right, yeah. Demons aren't subtle.
No, demons are not subtle.
I'm starting to call into question the validity of Julie's comment.
No. So, what I was saying with that whole demon possession thing is that maybe by watching programming, right, you watch Cheers, and it turns out that Sam is actually a woman.
Right.
And Diane is basically just a man.
Yeah.
Lying to you in a mockery of God, then your soul is slightly tainted every time you enjoy a good laugh at the bar where everyone knows your name.
Yeah, that was a funny show. So I'm pretty tainted.
Yeah.
So that's going to divide us?
Yeah.
But aren't we all tainted?
No, because Christians aren't going to watch that filth.
Because they're all transgender?
Because Christians know that they're all transgender. The people in on this are going to know, and then the rest of us, unwittingly watching all these programs and movies and listening to this music featuring trans people, are all getting secretly, unwittingly tainted by this transy mockery of God and his followers.
Yeah, but that feels like she's talking about dividing, but a lot of people watch things from Hollywood or listen to music, and I don't know how that's going to divide us when we're all there.
Because we're not, because people like Julie are not watching it.
Yeah, but The war is outside her door, too.
Well, no, because it's going to separate, like, the true Christians from those of us who are blinded sheep, secretly following Satan to our own impending doom.
I feel bad for Julie because there's more of us, and we're going to win the impending war.
Well, no, because they've got God on their side. He's all-powerful, omnipotent, etc., etc.
Well, it's going to suck for us.
Oh, the whole final war is going to suck for everyone. There's going to be, like, rivers of blood and, like, half the ocean turning to blood. And there's a lot of blood.
It's
okay,
bloody.
Stars are falling from the sky. There's like a fish woman thing.
I'm going to say citation, please, because I know
Citation,
you got it.
Book of Revelation. All right.
Link down below.
They blow trumpets. They spill out bowls. They open books, and like all kinds of crap happens. All right. Read your Book of Revelation. Come on. It's also in the Book of Daniel.
All right? Mostly Revelation.
There's a leopard guy in Daniel hanging out. Okay.
I'm intrigued.
From what I was told, the leopard represents Greece.
Like the country Greece?
Yeah. That's what I learned in Bible class.
Cool.
At
then it
school.
must be true.
Yeah. Specifically, I think the armies of Alexander the Great.
The armies of
Alexander the Great are represented by the leopard man in Daniel.
I'm getting a lot of content here.
Okay,
let's
sorry.
See what else
So, okay,
Julia
let's.
says.
All right. So the war is just outside our doors. She says, I believe that loving people is a method for showing others the Christ spirit. So I do not think I am a fan of the delivery of some of this information. Okay.
Wait, what? She believes in loving people.
She believes that loving people is the method for showing others the Christ spirit.
And she doesn't like our show.
And I do not think I'm a fan of the delivery of some of this information. So I don't think she's a fan of us. I mean,
all right.
I get it. You're Christian,
and,
so...
not everyone's going to love us.
You're Christian, so loving people is like a way to share Christ's love. Get it. Cool. Got it. Okay,
just not
good.
us.
Yep. But she's not a fan of us. Or just how we're delivering the information.
She does put it very nicely. I'm not a fan of how we deliver it.
No.
Okay,
But then she says, but you cannot deny...
You keep telling me to not deny things, Julie.
I know. And here's her caveat. Once doing your due diligence of research... Burdens on you now. That Hollywood is not a well-oiled machine with a nefarious agenda.
She wants me to do research to prove to myself that Hollywood is or is not.
But you cannot deny that Hollywood is not a well-oiled machine with a nefarious agenda. Wait, she just undid her whole thing. I think there's one too many negatives in there.
That Hollywood is not a well-oiled machine with a nefarious agenda. I'll deny that right now. Hey, world, Hollywood is not a well-oiled machine with a nefarious agenda. So she had an extra negative in there.
I think she did, but you cannot deny once doing your due diligence of research that Hollywood is not. You cannot deny that Hollywood is not a well-oiled machine. You cannot deny that they are not. I'm going to have to think about that one. Okay, if you do, then I say, well done, Hollywood. Brainwashing success. So, basically she's saying, go out and do your due diligence. Go do your research.
Do homework. You didn't have homework before, but Julie just gave you homework.
I don't know where I'm supposed to do research, because isn't Google in on this? I'd like to think Bing is maybe not.
Well, I have an idea of where we can do research.
Ask Jeeves?
No.
The Bible?
No. Click on Julia's name and see what her sources are.
Did you do that?
I did.
Oh, great. What did you come up with?
Will you go to her now, please?
Okay.
So we love feedback. We always want to improve. So please don't hesitate if you have questions or thoughts, and reach out, whether on YouTube or by Facebook or at questions@genderrebels.com. So that's what we decided. Like, okay, let's see what else Julie listens to. Who's she a fan of? Where does she go? What's her thing? And she did take the time to write a quite lengthy review of our video, which we do appreciate, even though we can't quite get on board with all of her points. But I am interested to see where else Julia gets her information. And so, by clicking on her name, is it Julie or Julia? Julie Holcomb, as it turns out, is a fan of a couple of different channels. One is Crochet Patterns.
Okay.
Another is Decoupage.
I gotta say, Julie, you really think the decoupage industry is not in the league with the Dark Lord?
I mean, at the very least, it is a screen for the CIA.
You
I think we all know that.
I think so.
She also likes frequency healing.
Okay.
She does have a subscription to a channel called Truth About Jews.
Okay.
Makes me a little nervous.
Which I'm sure is like, you know,
the Talmud, the Torah,
yeah,
the history,
what we do during Purim and things like this.
Yeah, I'm totally sure that's totally it, and I'm not going to click on that site. She also subscribes to the New World Order Resistance, which I get the sense that she's like an active member there. Oh,
the New World Order Resistance seems to be a well-reasoned and they seem like a crazy conspiracy channel.
Very worried about them. And there was one other thing. If we go back, she also watches Sacred Mysteries TV and something called the Uppity Cold Black Angel. So those are 4 words I don't generally use together. Uppity Cold Black Angel.
I think that page is pretty racist.
That is
very very, very, very racist.
So if you must go there,
we're gonna say don't go there.
Wow.
Yeah. So don't stay away. Certain things on the internet, you've probably been there. You've probably seen that the internet's kind of shitty.
And this is a great way to tap into some of that shitty stuff on the internet.
So I guess I don't feel bad making fun of Julia.
No. And in conclusion, our racist, conspiracy-minded listener, viewer, Julia, thanks but no thanks. We're pretty sure there isn't an actual transgender conspiracy in Hollywood. Kind of wish there were. Truth is there isn't. Thanks for the feedback.
Also, the CIA, if you look at their history, they've got a lot of really bungled operations. And maybe they're bungling those on purpose to distract from the real secret satanic conspiracies they're engaging in. But I think if you look at their history, they're not really that competent.
I don't think they could pull this off.
Also, the federal budget's online, and you can download it and look through it, and it's pretty lengthy. But I think you would probably be able to find line items.
Relating to this.
You would have to be like, because this whole thing is going to be transition for just one person is probably like $50,000, right? All things considered.
Bargain basement.
Yeah. So everyone in Hollywood,
it's a lot.
Every single Hemsworth brother. Oof. That's a lot of Hemsworth brothers. There's a lot of Baldwin brothers.
That's it.
That's a lot of transitions you've got to pay for. But money's got to come from somewhere, unless you think maybe they're getting it from the Illuminati or something. I don't know.
I mean, she may have kept it brief.
Maybe the Apollo 11 landing was faked because what they really found on the moon was Nazi gold.
Things are starting to make sense.
That's sort of funding this whole thing.
There are links to all of this totally credible information on the show notes. Thank you for listening, everybody.
All right, everyone. And we should just say, as a just, being honest, we are not actually in league with Satan.
We're not in league with Satan, although we are wearing clothes.
We are. We're not in league with Satan that we know of.
Oh, it could be. Yeah.
Could be. All right, everyone.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Talk to you next time.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
If you've enjoyed this episode and want to help us keep making more great content, go to patreon.com/genderrebels.
We have many different levels of support and lots of great rewards,
including drinks with the Gender Rebels at Stonewall.
Please leave a 5-star review on iTunes. That makes it easier for other people to find us.
And send your questions to questions@genderrebels.com or find us on Twitter @The Gender Rebels.
Music for The Gender Rebels is by Jasper the Colossal. Follow the link down below or download them on iTunes today.
And for all our episodes, visit genderrebels.com.
The Gender Rebels is a Come Back Sync production, copyright 2019. All rights reserved.
And to all you Gender Rebels out there, keep rebelling.
Bye.
Bye.
you know.
Fit out.
And Phillips. I hard fed a will on a nation boy. Well, whether you put snoops over the.
No, I don't cross him.
I do what else is has hearts for this is not must be our next.
We from ourselves, somebody's name, yes, no cross.
The server will be help me. Girl, she December pieces.